Hap and Leonard, Season 2, Episode 5, Pile of Mojo. They start off with Uncle Chester, and I like how they're throwing him randomly into the season with, he's in the background either with Ilium or by himself, and he's just shooting gems of knowledge to the boys, aka Hap and Leonard, solving basically this case this season of the Mojos. Start off with Hap and Leonard as little boys. Leonard's dressed in his cowboy attire, and they're in the carnival. Like, hey man, we got to figure out how all these kids are missing, and you know, how are they getting taken? Because obviously the person who's taking them is here at this carnival. Then we see Uncle Chester pop up in like a silhouette, and he's saying, hey, they didn't want to listen to an old man like me, but they're gonna have to listen to y'all. Next scene, we're at the diner, at the Great Armadillo Diner, where, you know, it's home of the Armadillo Burger. I don't know if I would try that. Comment below if y'all would actually try Armadillo Burger. I'm not feeling it personally. I'm not gonna mess with it. Anyway, we see Detective Hansen and we see Detective Other Guy with Florida. This episode, Hap shows up at the Armadillo Diner. He could barely afford to pay for Florida's bill. He's going to pay for Florida's bill, no problem. And they're asking questions about Hap's whereabouts. She's not telling. She's like, hey man, if you, like, I'm not snitching, I'm not telling, I'm not going out that way. And he's like, oh, are y'all bumping fuzzies? So they're aware that, you know, Florida has a relationship with Hap. But at the same time, I feel like what I said when it came to the detective and Florida's basically just hating, and he wanted Florida for himself. He's got a crush on her. Who knows how it was when they all were children, maybe in that area. Maybe they all grew up together and he just could never, you know what I mean? But obviously he's fiending, he's jonesing for her, he can't get her. Hap has her eyes. Starting this scene off at Meemaw's house for breakfast, which is a very common thing for Hap and Leonard Season 2. We know that's basically saying this is the beginning of the day and this is where the plans are formulated. All right. So we're at Meemaw's having breakfast with Ivan, TJ, Hap and Leonard, and Meemaw. Hap says to TJ, you ready, TJ? Leonard says, Meemaw, please keep Ivan out of trouble. Make him read this book that I gave him and make sure, number one, he cannot go out to the carnival. He cannot go to the carnival. Please keep him away from the carnival. So if they're saying, please don't let this happen, we know his little self gonna end up at that carnival being bad. Who is his family? Are we gonna find out who the heck TJ's family is and who the heck Ivan's family is? I hope Miss Juicy comes back into this episode too. Well, the police are canvassed outside of Meemaw's house in the neighborhood, making sure Hap and Leonard don't come about her. They probably gonna try to arrest him for some craziness. TJ says, morning, officers, as he's driving the Medea mobile away. And guess what? TJ driving, like I said, you know, Hap and Leonard in the back seat, like, did they see us? Then TJ says, TJ fooled them. And Hap and Leonard say, you're smarter than you look, TJ. And TJ says, I know, nobody expects the R word. And which makes you think TJ didn't do this, did he? I hope TJ ain't had nothing to do with this. Where they going with that? Nobody would expect that. TJ fooled them. They did get hired on at the carnival. They are in charge of removing manure from the ground. So they got shovels and whatnot, and that's what they're doing. And all of a sudden, in the midst of them saying, man, everybody up in here look like they could be a killer. Well, we see this Harley Quinn looking person start doing flips, and she Hap Collins, and she ends up with her legs around his neck, takes him down. She goes, hey, Leonard. And Leonard goes, hey, Judy. And how's it hanging, Leonard? And Leonard's like, a little to the left, which is, he's so silly. So I don't know, I'm just feeling a certain way. I don't know if we've seen the person who committed these crimes already or not. You know, they're throwing us, I feel like they're throwing us in a loop-de-loop because it's like a whodunit. Uncle Chester did it, Ilium did it, Milton did it, Meemaw did it, TJ did it, I don't know. Florida is now at the gas station. You know, obviously she was looking for Hap. Hap wasn't there because he's out working at the carnival. So she's like, yeah, go ahead and put some gas in my car, while she goes into Hap's work area and she sees that he's got basically a crime board saying, you know, of all the events that's happened over the years with newspaper clippings and whatnot everywhere. Well, the detectives pull up. They say don't touch anything and put out an APB for them to attempt to locate Hap Collins, because they think Hap did it at this point just because the board is around. The board is there to help you decide who done it. It's there for you to formulate your thoughts. It's not to say that I did it. It's like a dream board. You know, you can keep it in your head or you can organize it. It's just there for organization, but they don't see it that way. They just want him to go down. At this point, I feel like no different than Valentine because they got a bone to pick. Do you think that's fair? Leave me a note below. Let me know. So at this moment, it's still daytime. Officer Sneed at the carnival. I have a 20 on Hap and Leonard. I know where they are. They're here at the carnival. Can you go ahead and get me some other units here for assistance? As we see Sneed walking away, and like I said, the producers or whatnot of the show are doing an excellent job. We see Sneed walking away, and we see Pastor Fitzgerald, Reverend Fitzgerald. Hey, come on, kids. So he must have his youth church coming in, and we see Ivan walking through. What is Ivan doing there? Ivan, you are supposed to be at Mean Mouse. You don't listen, boy. You're going to get yourself in harm's way. So what's going to happen with this? I don't know, but I feel like it's something. Well, Hap and Leonard come to the conclusion that it's nothing that they can do at this point, so they need to contact the authorities. So they leave out the trailer. They start walking towards one part of the park that has an actual telephone. Well, we see Florida's now on the ground. So we know it is now nighttime. The sky has came down. They're all looking for Hap and Leonard. Hap and Leonard don't know that people are looking for them. So they get to the point, they say, shoot, dang, look, there goes the Reverend with all these kids. Man, look, Hap says, Leonard, get the Reverend, get the kids out of the park for safety so we know that they'll be okay. Well, so they split. Leonard links up back up with the pastor. He said, have you collected all the children? He says, yeah, all but Ivan. Where's Ivan? And Leonard, of course, is like, I'm supposed to be at Mima's house. What do you mean, Ivan? Let me go look for this boy. Pastor leaves with the kids, and Leonard is going back into the crowd. So maybe he'll link. Well, Hap and Leonard ducking and diving through the crowd once again. The suspense music is done. And I'm like, shh, be quiet. You're going to make the police find out that where they at. They're going to find their location. Shh, be quiet, Pastor Fitzgerald. One of my kids saw Ivy getting in the car with some random man. And so Leonard's like, oh, shoot, man, come on, let's go. Pastor disappears. We see Leonard Hap screaming back like, hey, yo, man, how we gonna get out of here? We ain't got no car. Leonard disappears off into the dust. Soon as Hap turn around, it's hands up, freeze. The police, man, all of a sudden you hear that horse, no, and the horse comes out. We see Leonard on the horse, and he picks up his homeboy Hap, and Hap and Leonard are galloping away. So now we know this season's cover of Hap and Leonard riding away on that horse. We know exactly what it means. It's this point. This is the point that we've been wondering, what does that mean? Why are they on the horse? That is what they are. They have done it again. This is their Batmobile. They are off. This is the best scene ever. Crazy. It all led to this point. We are now on the crypt grounds. Hap and Leonard got that horse tied to the tree, and we see a car with its headlights. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's the same car TJ rode away in. What is the Medea Mobile doing at this scene? And then he looks up and he says, is that TJ? And TJ says, hey, Hap. Hey, Leonard. And he goes, well, what are you doing here, TJ? And TJ says, I'm making angels. Man, angels though. So Hap says, they saying, where is Ivan? TJ says, he's in the car. I made him go to sleep. You trying to tell me he done knocked that boy out? TJ says Ivan's about to go to heaven real soon. Meaning they about to kill that boy. Well, Hap and Leonard split up. One tries to distract TJ. One goes to try to check in the backseat. Ivan's still breathing. And all of a sudden we hear that shotty engage. Clack, clack. Who's holding the shotty? Who is holding the shotty? Pause. Right now, drop a comment below. Who did you think was holding the shotty? A random person? Guess who it was? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was the Reverend Fitzgerald James. He did it. He got the shotty in a feline tracksuit. Wow, he is walking, he is advancing towards. I'm just like, what? The pastor? What? For real? Like, if you think about it, man, who else does everybody in the community trust? Who else knows everybody's business? Who else is easily influential to people who are impressionable? Who else doesn't like Hap? Because he's probably secretly wants Florida. Everybody wants Florida, and everybody don't like Hap for it. Man, who else knows that? Which kids trust? Who would they run to? You know what I mean? Craziness. So what's gonna happen? So who's gonna shoot? TJ is big. TJ is like, TJ looks 6'7", 342 pounds, solid. Please don't get shot. I don't know what's gonna happen right now. Fitzgerald is now advancing towards our boys with his shotty, and he's saying those boys were on the road to damnation, and basically did what I did. Really? Then he says God's work ain't easy. Wow, you still equating God's work to this foolishness that you're doing? That's not work. Fitzgerald then orders TJ to go lay the boy down. TJ says, but that's Hap and Leonard. They my friends. Reverend Fitzgerald says, they're not your friends. They are here for the devil's work. Really? Really? TJ says, but they ain't got no horns. How are they tricksters and the devil? Do it, TJ. TJ, he gonna get you caught up in some mess. After a quick little tussle, they're able to get the weapon out of Fitzgerald's possession, right? Fitzgerald figures out a way to manipulate once again. He says, TJ, don't trust him. They're gonna hurt you, and they're gonna hurt Mima. TJ tackles the life out of Hap. So an all-out brawl happens. Well, the police show up. Fitzgerald's got the shotty pointed at Hap and Leonard. He puts the shotty to his face, and he blows his head off. So he's dead. Now Fitzgerald is dead. He is amongst Uncle Chester. Illiam. Who else done passed away? Trudy. He gone. Milton's house. He gone. It's dead and gone. He is gone. And it's a shock. Florida's shaking. Like, what just happened? The police are shocked. They're like, what? And TJ's taking it the hardest. He's like, well, what's going on? What? So he starts advancing, walking towards the dead body. They're like, stop, don't move, don't move. He's a big guy. Like I said, this is a huge dude. They don't know how to take it. They don't know if he's got a weapon or anything behind him. I don't even know if the police are aware of, his mental condition or whatnot. The funny part is when TJ goes to the dead body, he's like, oh no. Where'd his face go? He blew it off, TJ. He blew it off. Well, as TJ is close to Reverend Fitzgerald's body, he picks up the gun. Everybody starts to order him to put the gun down. Everybody's got their weapons still pointed towards, what could be harmful towards their life, Well, Hap says, put the gun down, TJ. Put the gun down, TJ. TJ has the gun in his hand, but he's holding it like this. He turns toward the police, and shots are fired. Then fires one single shot of his, I believe, a revolver. Bow. Hits TJ one time in the chest. That's it. Rest in peace to TJ. He's now amongst the rest of them. How is Mima gonna take this right now? I'm feeling. How is Mima gonna handle all of this? All this death. How is Mima gonna take this? All of this is happening on the same very grounds that started off the season, that started Mima's life being changed, and now it's altering her life again on that very scene. It's so powerful. It's so messed up, and it's so crazy. And it's just like, whoa, what a powerful freaking episode 5. Pile of mode, man. Wow, pile of mojo. What an episode thus far. Well, party people, we're at our last scene of episode 5, and we see Hap and Leonard tell the police, let us be the ones to tell Mima what happened. It should come from family. It should come from people who she knows and who she cares for. Well, they tell her. She says, yo, I already know. When a black boy don't come home, he dead. Well, she goes on to say talking about love, and how basically Hap loves Florida, and how Uncle Chester loved Leonard. That's love. And she knew from the get-go that boy's mom wasn't right, and that he had, something not right in his spirit. They said don't blame TJ. Basically, you know, that was on Fitzgerald, Reverend Fitzgerald. Mom says her piece about what she felt, and she just kind of nodded off into a peaceful, looked like she was asleep, but we know she's gone. So now we done lost 3 people in this episode, y'all. They did a number. Mima's gone. Mima's gone. Fitz is gone. TJ gone. Ilium's gone. Chester's gone. Trudy gone. That is 5 people, out of the minimum 5 people this season that are no longer with us. Bananas. Absolute bananas. I think we got one more episode left. And what else can they do, man? I'm talking about what else can there be for this season to go? Pile of Mo. And you know what's bananas too? She had a big old, look like an apple pie she had just baked. And it was sitting on her table waiting for TJ to come home. Y'all hang with me. Make sure y'all subscribe.